Hello.
Good morning.
Welcome to another episode of Phil and Jen Coffee Hour. And cigarettes.
And cigarettes, don't forget that.
Don't forget to light them up.
Very important part of my morning.
Anyway, today we're going to talk about relationships. And how stupid you look when you
don't know it and you're in love and you make stupid decisions because you're so in love. And from the outside looking in, you look crazy. So what's this about? How not to look crazy?
Well,
is it possible?
We're going to talk about our friend. I'm not going to use his real name. We'll call him Tim. And he recently broke up with his girlfriend of 6 years. Just out of the, well, I guess they were having a little bit of relationship problems, and he tried to discuss it with her, and she really wasn't hearing it. And ultimately they came to the agreement that they were going to split up, but they were going to still try to live together. And after probably a couple of weeks, she took on the other room. They both were on the date line, Plenty of Fish, and Zeusk, and Match.com, and she had met the guy pretty quick. And she was going out on dates, and of course that ended up bothering him. While they were living together, he was coming home at 3 o'clock in the morning. But ultimately, he loved her, and when he voiced his displeasure with her, he was hoping that she would, take it as, a way to change her behavior, but she actually did the opposite, and she wasn't really happy either. So, ultimately, when she started dating, he told her, "You gotta go," and she left and moved in with the guy.
Pretty quick relationship, speed.
In a matter of a couple of weeks of knowing him. So, just like all new relationships, it's very romantic and intense, and I think she was with him maybe going on six weeks, and during that time she kept in contact with Tim, and voiced her displeasure with the new guy, and pretty much, said that she was scared of him, that he's showing signs that he's abusive, and she has nowhere else to go, she's kind of stuck with him. And he went and opened up the door for her to come back to the house, and but there were some terms to go with it, that she wasn't supposed to have anything to do with the guy anymore, because he's supposedly abusive and he scared her, and she's supposed to move on with her life and get her mind straight. And well, turns out they're back together, but he's really in love with her. He's got the secret hopes of them getting back together, and I don't think it's going to happen for him, because she's already talking about moving back with the guy. So.
But check this out. So she wants to have Tim, meet the new guy. Now, mind you, she's living with Tim. Of course, the other guy wants her back. So there's a meteor shower this weekend, Saturday, 2 a.m. If you ever, if you want to see, if you never saw one, they're pretty cool. And so she would like Tim and this other guy to meet. What do you think about that? What is she thinking? I know that I think it's pretty crazy, and it just gives me an example of why I'm so glad I'm not dating and that I have a very secure relationship with you. Because the games people play, even with their own minds, is amazing. I don't know what she wants to get out of something like that, except for just she wants them to fight over her. I mean, she seems like a reasonable person. I wouldn't think that she would think that.
I think what she's doing is she's desensitizing him, because, they've already talked about, hey, look, no matter how this turns out, if we don't get back together, I still want to be friends with you, And I think what she's doing is she's desensitizing Tim and the other guy, so that she can basically remain friends with Tim while she's continuing on with her relationship with the other guy. I think that's what that's about. But I don't think it's fair that she's kind of leading Tim to believe that there's a chance that they're going to get back together when there's not. When she pretty much knows in her mind she doesn't want to continue the relationship, that way. She just wants to be friends. But she's kind of leaving him up in the air that it may work out that they get back together. I think it's very selfish of it.
Well, as our friends, it puts us in a position that, we very much care about our friend Tim. And of course, we don't want him to get hurt. However, it boils down to, and I'm sure that many people have had this happen, people want to talk, they want your advice, they want you to listen. I think basically that's what you should just do, is just listen, because no matter what you say or do, they're going to basically do what they want anyway. He's a big boy. He's going to make his decision right, wrong, or indifferent. He just happens to be a very, very good person that is in love, and he's putting himself in a position to be walked on and sending himself to be hurt, and it's hard for us to watch.
That's what I don't want to see happen, because as his friend, we're going to be there and pick him up when he falls. But in a sense, I've always was the kind of person I could put myself in another person's shoes, and I actually was in his shoes at one point, and now I realize how people must have viewed me, like, I had no self-esteem, that I was constantly dwelling on the girl, but that's what happens when a man's in love, what I mean?
Woman's in love, it happens too.
Well, it seems like a woman can move on a lot easier than a lot of guys can.
I think you're wrong there.
They have more options, out there to keep their mind off their past relationship, especially if the guy
and that's not always
is shy.
Thing. That is what gets you mixed up, and therefore, and then we can talk about Tim's girl. Being a female is not very easy, just because you have so many guys coming at you all the time, more so than guys have girls. It makes it more confusing. Guys are out for one thing. They're not out for what you want them to be.
As long as you know
They're very
that.
deceptive.
Yeah.
Well, it takes girls. It's hard to distinguish, because some guys have that. They have that good talk. They have that game. And if you can't tell if they're in love with you or interested in you or just interested in getting down your pants.
Well, I can tell you one thing: dating in your 30s or your 20s and 30s, and dating in your 40s and 50s is comparing apples to oranges. One thing I found out about dating in your 40s is that for the guy, women seem to want a Tuesday and Saturday guy. They pretty much on Saturday they want you to take them out and spend some money on them, take them to the club, spend some money on them, to the movies, and and then go home, have some sex, and then get out. But they somewhat know what they want. They just want sex. I think it's more of a physical thing. And
at that age, maybe.
And then it's funny, because the guy, I think, at that age, he wants more stability, more, having a trustworthy person, not play the field. Where back when he was 20, he was the opposite, where he wanted to go with different girls. Yeah,
I agree with you there.
And the girls wanted, security and, somebody take care of them and such. So it's a little bit, confusing.
I think that might be the reason why older women, like say in their 40s, you see them hooking up with guys in their late 20s, because they're in that same type physical mode,
It makes sense.
Yeah. I think so.
I mean, I never been with an older woman. I was married for a lot of years and stayed with one girl. So when I got to dating, it was a whole different experience for me, and I was so used to being spoken for and you know, loyal, and you know, a one-woman guy, you know what I mean, that I wasn't, you know, my buddy's like, hey, you should be out there having fun, you know, different girl every night of the week. And I thought about it, I was like, yeah, well, you know, back when I was 20, that might have been great, but now at 40 years old, I just want one girl to be loyal with, you know, that has my back, you know, that I can spend time with and focus on the future with, you know what I mean? Where women somewhat want their time to go out and all the things that they had given up when they were younger, you know, whether it was raising kids, you know, the dedication to their families. Now that the kids are older, you know what I mean, they have some freedom, they want to go out and kind of play the town.
Well,
you know
it's
what I
easy
mean?
to generalize. Everybody's different, and we know that because it takes two people to decide whether they're going to be together and want to be together. Think about all the people you've dated, and they were hopefully all women. I think they were, but and for me, they were all guys. I happen to be heterosexual, and you are too. But how many different people they say they wanted what I wanted, but whether it's just chemistry or things in common, why is it that I fell so hard with you, but somebody and not somebody else?
Because it was there, and that only goes to show chemistry is involved. Because I mean, I haven't been with a lot of women, but when I got separated from my wife of 20 years, and I was put into that, I serial dated. You know, I dated a different girl every other night.
Serial dating.
You know, and there was quite a few of them that actually wanted to pursue a serious relationship with me, but I didn't feel it with them like I felt with you. And it was funny because you treated me the opposite, where you needed time to get your mind straight because you were going through separation. And you know, I wanted to be serious with you. You know, you kind of held me back, you know what I mean, until you got yourself together and your mindset together. But the other girls, I didn't want to lead them on to believe that there was something more that there really was. So I kind of broke their hearts a little bit. You know, I kind of ended it by saying, look, you're going a lot faster than what I really want. Although I was looking for what I had in my marriage, you know what I mean? And that, when I met you, it's almost instantaneously I fell in love with you. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't want to admit it because I don't believe, oh, you fall in love, you know, at first sight. Kind of ridiculous, but just everything was there. And I believe that it is a chemistry thing, you know?
I knew I was in trouble when I looked into those brown eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, you actually were.
It happened pretty quick, but I, like you, I didn't want to admit. We had both been through so much, and now I'm 50, you're 48, and when we get to our age, we've been through a couple relationships, so you have to get scared, you know, and you learn how much you can hurt. You can be mistaken, people play games, and you know, neither one of us wanted to go through that again.
That was a good thing too, is that, you know, we somewhat know what we want at this age. We know, and we're not together because we have to be. We're together because we want to be. You know, we're not willing to have to deal with bullshit from another person because, you know, hey, see you later. I'm not dealing with drama and bullshit. You know, unlike when we were younger,
Right.
we kind of tolerated different things.
That's part of the reason why I decided to participate in this with you, Coffee and Cigarettes with Phil and Jen. It kind of is a video diary of our life. And if now nobody else watches it, I know that I'm going to enjoy looking back at where we are. And we should have started this a long time ago, boy.
Oh, there was a
What
lot
a
going
ride.
on.
What a ride. And there might still be a ride, but it might not be over yet.
Well, that's
it might
what
be
I
a little
figured.
boring right now, but just wait. Next week it will be totally something else.
As I
I'm
get
happy to
more
be bored
familiar
happy
with
to be
how to do
boring.
everything.
because, shoo-wee, hang on.
Yeah. But, you know, just let's go back to Tim. And
Oh yeah, let's. Yeah,
really the
wrap it
main
up.
thing that I
We got
wanted
off
to
topic
point
that
out
time.
is, as far as them, is how I view him now. I kind of like, when I talk to him, I say, man, you know, it's like I really look at him in a lower light because he's letting himself be stepped on. He's not seeing things the way they really are. Although I've been in his position, and yeah, and I've done the same exact thing, and really I had to actually see it for myself before I came to the conclusion. Nobody else could tell me how stupid I'm acting. I wouldn't, you know, I did. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum, and now I'm trying to, you know, not look at him in a lower light because of it. You know, I know he's got to figure it out for himself.
And he will.
But I mean,
we'll keep everybody posted on that relationship, because I'm sure there's more to come with that as well. It's not over till the fat lady sings, you know. But let's. I'm getting a little hungry.
So let's go get breakfast, and thank you guys for joining us, and we wish you the best, and have a great day.
God bless.